Oh, hey. Didn't see you there. You know, I just want to say, this has been a really good time. And, you know, sometimes you're having an adventure with all three of your friends. Just you and your buddies, just doing things, having a good time. But there's also those moments where you're alone. And honestly, those hurt. Because you don't realize the friendship's long. What am I even doing? I'm the person who's going to look at this. It's not like someone else is going to look at this. Oh my god.
Who ordered the pizza?
Hello, students. Welcome to Vally City Community College at night. I don't know why any of you would still be around at the college at this hour. There was an event that happened in the gymnasium during dual tryouts with a bit of a, some were saying water elemental, some were just saying the rain was really bad. We'll figure it out later. All of you students should be in bed at this point. Hopefully all of the students are tucked neatly into their beds. No reason for any students to be unsafe at this hour, not nice at their bed or in their home. Sammy signing out, late night Valley City announcements. Welcome back to Valley City. Yes.
You're really getting lazier with those endings.
We're a little looser in late night announcements.
Exactly. Welcome back to Vally City Community College. With me today, as always, we have Dan Dobro playing.
Garth Grimknuckle.
Jake Swartz playing.
Andre Jacques Francois Majme III.
And we got the owner of the channel, Bertperson, playing.
DMJ, the MVP.
That's the mustard.
Last time we tuned in with our heroes. Theoretically, in my eyes,
villains.
You're all villains.
I guess we're the villains.
Speaking of villains, though, the fact that Sandy doesn't want to admit that was a water elemental and thinks it's rain, little.
I was gonna say I was excited for Sammy, but like she's spouting the propaganda now. I don't know.
She's
I don't know
spouting
about that.
propaganda about rain. I don't believe in rain.
Can we start this? Can we start this without a million criticisms? Last time we were hanging out with our heroes. They were fighting a water elemental in the gymnasium, along with all the other students and some of the other teachers. They were able to vanquish the water elemental, and as they all know, there are these crystals that are held inside of these elementals and these golems that are connected to somebody else who is telepathically controlling these beasts. The crystal, though, tumbled out of the gymnasium. There's a huge hole that was cracked into the side of the wall and fell down to the rocks in the ocean below. The characters decided that evening, surprising their DM, to go and suss out the situation. Garth taking the lead and the other two being held behind in the count of all the students. Garth met some interesting creatures on the ocean shore and made his way into the woods surrounding the I say ocean, I mean lake. The lake shore. Made his way into the forest for the second time, really, and got himself a little bit lost. He was quickly followed, of course, by DMJ and Andre, who decided that they were also going to go down to the shore to maybe find the crystal and find Garth. They looked around for a little bit, all ran into the similar creatures that Garth ran into, and then got themselves lost in the woods. Did find Garth, and now the three of them are all lost in the woods together. The three got ready to camp and spend the night in the woods. The first watch went fine. Garth had interesting visions of things possibly in the woods, and Derek got a full night's sleep. But then when Andre went to take rest, when Andre went to take his watch, he was tempted into the forest by a book and got himself in quite the predicament where he has been engulfed, pulled into a pool of seemingly blood in the middle of the woods. And that's kind of where we jump in. Andre, how are you feeling?
You did say full night's rest?
We'll talk in a moment.
Probably. How's Andre feeling? I don't know. He's probably he's very confused. Very confused. Doesn't know what's going on. Definitely scared. I don't know.
How are you think you're feeling like in this exact moment? Yes, absolutely. But like coming into the woods like this, is this something that you thought that you would do? Like these woods have been talked about as like something not like you're not really supposed to go into the woods. Like what's he feeling in this predicament right now? You know, having gotten himself lost in the woods.
I don't even like the normal woods. These are this is disgusting. This is beneath me. I should have people searching for this crystal for me. I don't know. This is a predicament that I should not be in.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of stuff that adventurers do. And your family, while, you know, smart, very proficient wizards, most of them have barely ever left the inside of their homes because wizards can't die if they don't throw themselves in danger.
Also, the outside world is terrible, so they stay in there for very good reason. It's a lot nicer inside of our mansion.
We made a park inside the house. Why would you go to the outside park? The inside park is just as beautiful.
The groundskeepers do a wonderful job with it. And there's no annoying children when I want to go on the playground.
unless you have any cousins over or something. But in this moment, back to how you were feeling initially, you were definitely scared because you just got pulled in to this pool of blood in the forest. And when you're looking at it, it seems like a small puddle. And if it's blood, then it theoretically couldn't be that deep. But as you're pulled in, you're pulled down into this pool of blood, and it is like viscous, and you are kind of like tumbling around. Roll me a survival check.
That's a 9.
It's a 9. Yeah, you get like some of it kind of gets into your mouth a little bit, and it hurts your insides, and it's like kind of being underwater. Like you do have to hold your breath, and you're going to take a point of exhaustion as this thing is like has you kind of by. He grabbed the side of your face and like pulled you down under with him, and is holding you here. What are you going to do as he like seems to pull you farther under?
I don't know. I don't think it's like a physical being grabbing me, right? Like, would I be able to like try to like kick it?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna try to kick it.
All right, roll an attack roll.
I'm gonna kick it.
How do you do an unarmed? It's just your strength, right?
A kick with the dex, right? Or is it strength?
Either.
No, it's strength.
I rolled an 8. Either way, it's not gonna. So it's a 9.
Call that the Charmamancer special.
You kind of like kick around. You kind of like kick around in the blood and kind of miss it because you're kind of treading blood here as you're kind of being pulled farther down. We're gonna cut over actually real quick from this moment to the campsite. Cut to the quiet campsite, the two of them sleeping tight in their bedrolls. This has been probably a couple hours into your sleep, Garth. Derek, you have gotten a full night's rest. Garth, you have probably gotten like half a night's rest. I'll say that you can heal about half up if you want. You can take like half of your full hit points and like half of the things you usually get.
So I'm only down 5 HP and 1 rage. I'm completely tapped down on my hit dice.
Yeah, okay, so I'll say that you're able to kind of heal back up to you'll get that rage back, and you'll get those 5 HP back. And as for your hit dice, you guys are level 3?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll say you can get 1 hit die back based on the amount of sleep you've done.
Cool.
That's not bad.
I'll take that D12 because you didn't specify.
I mean, what half of you do you think rested, Dan? Do you think you got the rage, so it actually makes sense that you would also get the D12. But you two are kind of sound asleep still under the like how the tent or whatever that Garth kind of made out of the nature here. As a reminder, the bark and the leaves are all kind of sharp, so you can't really touch the tent as you're like getting in and out of it, but it is here and still kind of acting as a shelter.
Oh my god! I didn't think about that.
Yes, we keep neglecting to think about that.
Yeah, you didn't think about that, and you have like just like tiny little cuts all along your arms now.
I think you have bed bugs.
You're just not getting it. Yeah, and so you two are sleeping here. Why don't you guys make me a perception check?
That is a nice 5 guy.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Well, I got a 9.
Hey. Third
Yeah.
night.
Wow,
So,
what is going
you're-
on, team?
Your
We're doing
characters are
Groggy,
your characters
you know?
are sound asleep. Actually, as you're sleeping here, how do you think they're feeling? Having same question that I posed to Andre, like getting lost in the woods and like trying to find this crystal, and also like the circumstances surrounding, like these people are still basically strangers.
Yeah, Garth isn't exactly scared, but he is uneasy, which I feel like is pretty much what scared is for him. But I feel like he's less concerned for himself than his other 2 party members, because he knows that he can take care of himself in the woods if he had to, but he's not sure they can. But I imagine I imagine this particular moment. Wait, sorry, are we asleep?
Yeah, you're sleeping for this
Then
moment.
that is the extent of his feelings.
Then that is the extent of his feelings. Derek, how do you think you're feeling in this moment? Deep in sleep.
Derek feels very similarly to Garth, apparently, because he also realizes that, well, there's nothing that can stop the DMJ. Derek Michael Johnson, the only thing that's ever stopped him was lies and slander. And
Sticks and stones will never break my bones, but lies will always hurt me.
Exactly.
I use Stone's endurance against lies.
If only I could. But he's definitely like, he's not. He's resting like what I would consider like 80% comfy, because 20% of him is still like, my little man. Like, there's no way that little dude can handle himself. He doesn't even go to the gym like once a week. Like, there's no way. I mean, also like, I mean, I think I've seen it like not even holding his own bag sometimes. Like, he doesn't even hold his own bag. Like, I mean, I offer to hold his bag for him sometimes, but like, that's because I want the exercise.
Are you saying you're taking on extra bags? Bert, no!
That's bag number 6, baby. That's bag number 6.
So you guys are here sleeping in this moment. Derek is in a deep sleep. Garth, you're also sleeping pretty deeply. I mean, you're used to sleeping out, like kind of in the dirt and the woods, a woodsy area like this. And you, as you're sleeping, you kind of hear in the background of your dream, and you still think it's part of a dream, kind of like a crunching noise, like a slow moving kind of like. And then as you're sleeping, you kind of feel like the light is blocked out from above, like the moonlight from like above the tent. And then you realize that there's actually something going on. And in the moment, something swipes down at the tent, and the tent collapses as you wake up. And above you is a bear, or what looks like a bear on first kind of blurry, like glance. Derek is still sleeping. And this thing is like, ah!
Great.
That didn't wake me up? Oh my god.
Yeah, that didn't wake him up.
No.
Okay.
Cool. Then I guess as a free speech, I'll be like, Derek, there's a bear. And I will draw my longsword and prepare to fight this bear.
Cool. Everybody roll initiative, including Andre.
Oh.
Hooray.
Yo,
Oh, that was
5 guys, my man. There are 5 guys tonight.
I got a
What?
dirty 20.
Five Guys burgers and fries.
I've rolled like 3 5s because at the beginning of the game I rolled a 4, which I have like a bunch of +1 modifiers, so I'm counting it.
Okay, cool. So who thinks they got the highest?
20?
Yep. Yeah, baby.
20? Okay.
What'd you get, Jake?
I got a 16.
Am I the only one who hasn't rolled above a 10 yet?
Yes, you are.
Bert, I need you to know that I beat you with disadvantage.
Oh, exhausted.
Yeah. Because he's exhausted.
But only 1 level, right?
Yes, but initiative is a dex check. The more you know.
The more you know.
I'm sorry. The pen I'm using is
I just remember that
I've been exhausted for the
last episode. He was double exhausted.
I was gonna
I
say,
think only
you know,
singular.
Tess is actually able to totally skew the statistics by just giving Jake levels of exhaustion and making.
And that
him
is
roll
the
with
only reason why I've rolled so poorly. It's because Tess has vendetta against me and is giving me exhaustion.
It goes all the way to the top.
To create this narrative that she's come up with where I'm really bad at rolling, because prior to her giving me exhaustion, I was rolling pretty well.
Yeah.
No
in the
way.
comments down below, put down your conspiracies about Tess.
Okay, cool. Sorry. So,
I'm on to you, Big Die. I'm on to you, alright?
Big die!
This shit goes all the way to the top.
Dan's got a big die. Bert, what'd you get?
Oh, yeah.
It's
not an innuendo.
Another 5. That's a big die.
It's
Like,
not an
you know,
innuendo.
For scale.
For scale.
Wow, now that's a little die.
What'd you get, Bert?
5.
5. Sorry.
Yeah.
Of total?
5.
Okay.
Way to rub it in.
Alright?
So Bert, what was your initiative?
It was a 5, alright? It was a 5, and you know what? I'm proud of my 5. It was 4 more than 1, and I'm proud of that.
Okay, cool. So,
That's the addition of someone that was a math minor right there.
At the start of this initiative is Garth. Garth, you got this kind of bear looming over you.
Yeah. And you know
what looks
what?
like a bear. Again, this is like it's like kind of a blurry shape, and it looks like a bear.
It looks enough that Garth is going to attack it. Well, although Garth is not, you know, he's not a conservationist, but he's not like, you know, he's not anti-environment, but, you know, in certain parts of the woods, when push comes to shove, it actually, you have to slash instead. That's the secret. Very middling roll for my longsword strike, and that is a 15 to hit.
15 is going to hit.
Yes. Okay.
The unarmored bear, it's probably not that high.
Two-handed swing. I'm not raging yet. 7 points of slashing damage.
Okay, cool.
And I'm going to take a bonus action to do an unarmed strike. Natural 17, 22 to hit.
22 hits.
For an additional 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, cool. So that was 13 points total.
Sounds right to
That's
me.
a good turn.
He's killing it.
Cool.
Yeah, and and I'll use a free object interaction to shove just kick dirt on the DM day or something to get him in the just like, you know, nudge him. I don't know.
Come on. Cool.
Actually, when I plant my foot to do my unarmed strike, I'm actually kind of hitting him in the shin. Like, come on.
Like a donkey kick.
Ah, nice.
So coming out of the moving over in the woods, under the pool of blood, Andre, you were here with this thing holding your face, and as it's like here up against you, it's going to let go of you and swim out a little bit, and then cast what seems like a magic missile down at you, and you're going to take some damage.
I was cool with that until you said magic missile. I was totally on board. I was like, oh, maybe he's sick of this.
You know, maybe he gave up.
Yeah, maybe he gave up. Maybe my kicking scared him. Nope. Wasn't meant to be.
You're gonna take 9 points of damage, as this thing kind of casts out at you. And when it casts out at you, it looks like it's casting, like it kind of, like I described before, looks like you, but like almost a more like gaunt kind of pointier-eared version of you. And it also has like a ring on its finger, and it casts from its ring like you do as it casts magic missile at you. That is going to be your turn.
You know, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but now you've given me an idea. I would like to... Can I swim over... I guess I need to ask, can I cast anything that needs verbal components because I'm underwater? I can't speak, right?
No, you can't speak.
Okay. If it's... Alright, I'm not convinced that it's totally like me. I'm not convinced it's an elf, so I'm going to try to cast Puppet on it.
Okay.
So it has to make a Constitution saving throw of 13.
Why wouldn't an elf be able to do that? Because of charm?
Yeah, it might get advantage.
Okay, cool. What's the DC?
13.
It fails.
Hell yeah. So it's going to move half its speed over to me, and I can have it drop an item it's holding, and I'm going to have it drop its ring in my hand.
Okay, so you go to have it drop its ring, and when it goes to drop its ring, you realize that it's not like a physical ring. It's like mimicked to look like your ring.
Oh, that was such a good play.
That really sucks. That really sucks.
Oh, I hate that. That was so smart.
I'm sorry. That was really, really good. But I have. It's already.
You discovered you got some information.
You did get a lot of information, but man, that would have been so cool.
That's, I think that's all. That's all I'm gonna do.
Cool. And as you're here at the end of your turn, I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw from being under this under the blood. Under the blood.
Probably should have.
Under the blood.
Swam. 13.
13. Yeah, you're going to take only. It's 7, but it's half. No, it's 7. That's half. It's 7 points of damage. Is like your lungs kind of burn.
Only 7.
That is going to be this bear's turn. Back in the woods, it's going to swipe down at you, Garth, for attacking it.
Good thing it's just a bear that wouldn't attack the defenseless Goliath sleeping.
Well, so on its first attack against Garth, it gets a nat 20.
Man, I wish I'd done anything else.
Wait, I have a question. Do I have a reaction?
Hang on, we're not
No, this is important.
No, you're sleeping.
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I'm just trying to. Okay, cool. You're going to take. 18 points of damage as this bear bites down at you.
And I decided
not
to rage because we were just fighting a bear.
And as it sinks its teeth down in you, it kind of feels like it hurts. Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
If only you guys hadn't wandered so far away from me, I might have been able to change that bear's roll. But you didn't listen to your own advice when you said stay here.
Tess, the reason I asked was I have the reaction protection, which can impose disadvantage on an attack. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, no shit. That's a 7.
It's a 7. Yeah, you're gonna take a little bit of damage that really, really burns. Like three points of damage. It feels like poison damage, and you feel a little sick as it kind of burns into you. That is going to be the bear's second attack. It's gonna claw down at you, Derek, with advantage because you're prone.
I'm gonna swing at it.
Cool, you can swing at it. Gets an 18 to hit you, Derek.
That's my AC.
Okay, cool.
You sound so sad.
You say that every time, like that's gonna change my mind.
No, it's me being sad because it's like, damn, that's a high number for them to roll. Like, it really feels like they shouldn't be able to hit me so often.
What'd you
I-
get, Dan?
I got a natural 17 to hit the bear for
That
a
hits.
for 6 more points of damage.
Okay, cool. This thing slashes down at you, Derek, and you're going to take 9 points of damage.
I'm gonna use my stone's endurance. No, I can't
well,
use the actions.
I will say though, as this kind of swings down at you, you kind of wake up
That's
in
a
this
that's
moment.
a that's a
getting...
crit on him if he's asleep.
Oh, we're already here. You feel this thing attack you. You wake up in this moment, kind of. Roll me a Constitution saving throw
Okay.
as it claws down at you.
Also, thanks
Dan
teacher for
Dobro
trying to get them to crit on me.
Dan Dobro Esquire is not okay with this.
My con is an 18.
An 18. Okay, cool. That passes. So nothing happens. Cool. That is going to be your turn.
Okay.
As you're awake now, this bear on top of you. You're still prone.
I was freaking sleeping, bro, and I spin one of my footballs and tantalize it, and like point it at it.
I'm sorry. What do you do with it?
I spin the football and I like do this, and then I like point the football at him without the football dropping off my pointer finger. Like I'm doing like a thing, and that's me.
Is this just for flavor, or what are you doing?
No, I'm casting Hunter's Mark. Bonus action Hunter's Mark.
That's a great hunter's.
I thought you meant you were tantalizing the football, and I was very confused.
No, I was tantalizing the bear with the football, and then I'm going to because I cuddled with it to go to bed. All of my bags, I grab my Morning Star, and I'm gonna wallop it with my Morning Star.
Are you gonna get up, or are you still laying down? You use half your movement to get up.
I'm gonna attack from the floor and then get up.
Does that give you disadvantage if you attack from the floor?
Nope.
No. Okay.
Yep, I'm on the floor. I'm on the floor. I'm just gonna go.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Should I look up the rules about it being on the ground? Because I don't know if we care about the knife.
No, don't look up the rules. I'm allowed to get up. I just don't want to. Please don't. But I get up. I get up and attack. Get up and attack. I'm no longer attacking from the floor. I'm now 7'4". I'm as tall as the bear, and I hit him with my Morning Star. Does a 23 hit him?
23 is going to hit him. Yes.
Beautiful. With the Hunter's Mark. Oh, that's some good damage. That is 13 damage.
13. Okay, cool. It's still up, but it's definitely like, rah! Like, it seems like you really hurt it.
Sick.
Cool. Do you do anything else? Okay.
I know, because I stood up.
That's going to be back up to Garth.
Okay, I guess I'll use a bonus action to rage.
Cool.
And then try to hit it with my sword again.
You got this, bro.
That's natural 6.
Yep, that does not hit, as you kind of swing down at it. What does it look like as you miss?
Terrible.
Terrible.
Explain to me in detail your failure.
No, we're trying to get the flavor in everywhere, a little bit of flavor
Relive
text.
it forever.
Nothing better than loser flavor.
Yes, his eyes are just are just covered in his own blood left by the raking scratches the bear just wrought upon him, and he swings wildly.
I take back my sarcasm. That was very good flavor.
How about that?
That was very good flavor. I
They
take
paint a
back my
fucking picture
sarcasm.
for you, Jake.
I'm sorry, Tess.
You know what? I want us to. We need
Thank you,
to describe all failures from now on. All failures are now described on this channel.
That's why. Okay. Okay. So,
But only
Garth,
for
do you do anything
Dobro.
else, or is that your turn?
That's all I can do.
Okay, cool. That is going to be back into the pool of blood. This thing is kind of above you while you're kind of below. It swam pretty far down with you, so it's hard to tell. And because it's blood at the surface and it's nighttime, you're having a hard time telling what up would be at this point.
I had it swim back to me. When I cast Puppet on it, I made it swim back to me.
Right. So, what do I have to roll to get out of Puppet?
I think it's just a one-turn thing.
Oh, is it just a one-turn thing?
Yeah, it's just a one-turn thing.
Okay, cool. Cool. Now that it's up on you. It is going to claw attack you, and it misses. It's going to miss. It's going to miss on its first attack, and then it's going to hit on its second attack.
I'm gonna make it roll again.
Ooh,
Okay.
Shift.
You're gonna use one of your chrono
From
shifts?
down here.
I'm very low on HP.
Oh no.
Okay. Cool. So it rolls again, and it's going to fail.
Alright, cool. That might have saved me.
Yeah, cool. So it does this, and then it's going to use its turn to like start swimming kind of away from you. You can take an attack of opportunity against it if you'd like.
Yeah, why not? Oh no, I can't because I just used my reaction.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's gonna swim away from you. And you can't, like, as it gets farther away, it's really, really dark. I can't stress how, like, hard it is to see. You can barely kind of, like, feel that this thing is near you. That is going to be your turn.
I'm gonna use my movement and my action to just swim up.
Okay, cool. So I would like you to roll a d4.
Scary. A 1.
Okay. You swim what you think is up for as long as you can, and you're just swimming and swimming and swimming, and then you realize that it's getting colder as you get kind of farther and farther down. That is going to be back into the clearing, is the bear. So it's going to take a swing. It's going to try to bite at you, Derek, now that you're kind of up in its business.
Okay.
It's definitely going to hit with a 22.
Yep, totally.
Cool. Yep, it's you're going to take 12 points of damage.
I'm
and
gonna
then
I'm gonna use my Stone's Endurance, one of my 3.
Okay, it's going to then take a claw attack against
I negated the
you,
entire damage.
Garth.
Okay.
Oh, okay. It's going to get a 15 against you, Garth.
That just hits.
Okay, cool. But you'll only take 5 points of damage as it kind of claws
2 points of
down
damage.
at you. 2 points of damage. You're raging now, yes.
When you rage, I was like, I
cool.
don't need to use protection anymore. I was gonna say my reaction to protect you, but 12 damage.
Actually, sorry, I also forgot to
Yeah,
do this.
12
Dobro,
whole damage. Oh no.
I forgot to do this Dobro back at your turn, but you're going to take 3 extra points of damage from the poison.
Which turn? I guess poison. So doesn't
back at the turn from earlier in this round. The first turn in this round, and
awesome.
cool. That's going to be Derek's turn.
How you looking there?
Oh, and
Horrible.
Andre, I guess.
Like,
Absolutely
sorry.
awful. I have 8
Sorry,
hit points left.
I'm messing up my own thing. Andre, can you make me another Constitution saving throw while you're here in your predicament?
5. Nope.
5.
5.
Okay.
shout out to the 5 guys.
You're gonna take 4 points of damage.
Ooh.
Cool. That is going to be, and now it's going to be Derek's turn.
Okay, I am going to look at my new friend Garth, and I'm gonna recognize that he's not doing so hot. So I'm gonna windmill, smack him on the tush, lay on hands, 10 HP, and be like, "Don't worry, bro, you fucking got this."
Thank you.
I hate how much
And,
it works because he's a football player. It's very on brand.
Dude, I've been waiting to windmill smack some boy butt during this campaign.
Smack some boy butt.
Is that your turn? Do you
Well,
spend your
that
turn
hands
smacking
is an action,
some ass?
right? Not a bonus action?
Yep.
Then yeah, that's my turn.
Okay, cool. Roll me a... No, because it didn't attack you this round. Cool, that's going to be...
Well, it did. I
no,
just
it did attack
I got
you.
the Stone's
Roll-
Endurance.
Okay, you still have to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. That's a 17?
17, you're so good. Cool, that's going to be Garth's turn.
Okay, let's get down to business. How's this bear looking?
This bear's looking decently hurt. More than, if you had to put a number on how much life there would be, it'd be definitely probably less than half.
Alright, great. I'm going to try to hit with my longsword. Does a 12 hit?
12 is going to hit.
Excellent.
Whoa. Okay. Oh, it's just a bear. I forgot.
Yeah, it's just a bear.
It doesn't have armor or anything. It's just a bear.
That's going to be 10 points of slashing damage.
Cool. It's still up, but that definitely looks like it really hurt it.
I'm going to use my bonus action and spend a key point and do a flurry of blows.
Let's go.
Okay.
Dropping dice. I'll get that one later. Okay, a natural 10 and a natural 17 should do it, because those are both plus 4.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Punch this bear to death.
Really? Yeah, dude. 2d4 plus 8. Let's
Give
go.
him that 1-2, Garth. Give him the 1-2.
12 points of bludgeoning damage with these two.
How do you kill this bear?
So Garth is just like, he's covered in his blood and the bear's whatever the fuck it is. And he is just so frustrated that he didn't take the time to focus himself and get ready for this battle and just took that massive hit. And so he cuts the bear down and then sees it wavering, tosses his sword aside and just dives at the bear and just wails on it.
Oh, yes!
And screams this barbarian scream.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
God.
So,
what good form of the tackle?
Oh yeah, it was an excellent tackle.
So this is actually going to take us out of initiative across the board. You guys have this bear in front of you that you've just downed. As if either of you is welcome to roll perception or investigation or anything on this bear, whatever you think you'd be doing with the big bear in front of you.
I'd probably take a look at the carnage that my boy just did.
Maybe they noticed something or someone is missing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I guess I'm gonna roll a perception check.
How much do my friends
You can
care?
tell me
rolled
what
a
I
6 on
noticed.
the bear.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. Okay, cool. A 6 on the bear. I'll say this. What you can see about the bear, no matter what you rolled, is that this bear does not necessarily look like a regular bear. Its features don't look as rounded. It looks a little bit more angular. And it has huge antlers on its head. It seems as if it is different almost proportions than a regular looking bear, and you see from the places that you've stabbed into it, it's not bleeding what looks like regular blood. It is kind of, there's nothing really.
Hey Garth, this isn't regular blood. This is weird blood. Right?
Yeah.
It's weird blood. Also, isn't it strange that it has those huge antlers and just chose to not use them when he was fighting us?
That's huge antlers. Yeah, I guess very strange. What
with a nat 20.
Yeah, what is it? Okay, yeah. I was gonna ask if it's okay, yeah, no, the blood's weird. Cool. What do I get with that?
Yeah, I got blood is weird. Wears antlers.
Well, with a nat 20, no, I was thinking that you both do get that. But with a nat 20, Garth definitely, something feels off immediately after this bear is downed. And you kind of look around and think, oh no, did this bear, kill Andre or something? And you're looking around and there's just, no sight of Andre anywhere. And it seems like there's,
Andre's trail?
There does seem, with a nat 20, I will give you, that there's, a little trail that seems like it goes farther into the woods.
Petite elven footprints.
We're gonna, tiny petite, small footprints walking away. Childlike footprints walking into the woods. We're gonna pause at this moment here and go back to the pool of blood. Andre, you started swimming down and away. And you just started swimming. You have no sight anymore on, sorry, did you hear that? Never mind. You, you were swimming down and you don't have sight anymore on this creature that had brought you down here in the first place. You're swimming what you thought was downwards, but as you kind of slowly swim farther, you realize, you thought you were swimming upwards, but you realize it's downwards. And this kind of seems like it goes on for a little while as you kind of swim farther and farther down. And it seems like there's a moment, though, where like you're swimming at first like through thick blood. Make me another survival check.
Oh wait, this is disadvantage. Oh, I rolled 2 19s with disadvantage. That's a dirty 20.
Oh my god! With a dirty 20, you're actually like you're doing okay. Like you have that first point of exhaustion still. Like you still feel kind of like spent by this, but you're for the most part you're doing okay, and you are kind of going lower and lower, and eventually it hits a point where it feels like the blood is thinning out. And I don't know how much swimming that you've done in your life, Andre, if there's like like a pool on your family's property or anything like that. But you kind of like do eventually.
I feel like he's a sit by the pool, feet in the water kind of guy. He's not a go swimming kind of guy.
But you do eventually get the sensation of swimming through water as you swim farther and farther down. If you'd like for me, you can make a perception check.
Nat 1.
Nat 1. With a Nat 1, you are kind of continuing to swim, and you're like, this is all happening almost in slow motion. Like you've been swimming, not for hours or whatever. You're holding your breath this whole time, but it has definitely been like a couple minutes with your breath hold, and it's like starting to like really hurt. And as like good a job you're doing, you are still kind of feeling a little lightheaded, and you're having a hard time like keeping straight. And what direction are you even swimming in anymore? And as you kind of get to a point, you feel like a huge current of water just kind of push you and like tumble and like push you away, and you feel like this is like taking over and you're no longer swimming, and as this water is kind of like moving in a certain pattern and throwing you around and tossing you around, you end up like kind of getting pushed away and spit out in an underwater cave, and as you kind of fly out of a chute almost, I'd like you to roll me a actually no you've got a Nat 1, so you're gonna take 11 points of damage as you shoot out and fall down onto like
I fall
a
unconscious.
reef. You fall unconscious. Cool. So we're gonna go back up to the clearing. Back up in the clearing.
The callousness in her voice there. Cool. Unconscious. All part of the plan.
We're making death saves. You guys got 18 seconds to get to me.
Back up in the clearing, you are kind of here in this moment. It's like getting a little bit less dark as the sun is kind of rising around you. And with your Nat 20, you did see kind of footprints that went off in a certain direction. And as you're looking off, what do you do here kind of in this moment?
Follow them. I think Garth, I know we're out of initiative, so he's not like mechanically raging, but I think he's still in the zone. And he's hurt, but I think he'd rather run it off than stop and regroup, especially if someone's missing.
Yeah, and if Garth is trying to look for little man, I instantly grab all the bags and start following.
So as you two go to like run out into the woods, you actually start hearing footprints coming towards you in the woods as well.
Cool. Are they like?
Are
they meeting us from the path we're following, or are they following us?
No, they feel like they're gonna come like meet you at the path you're coming in.
You're
like not even walked into the. Cool. So you are walking along, and you, Derek, you draw your weapon. Garth, do you do anything?
Yeah, I'll draw my weapon, but I guess we're still running along the path. I'm not intending on being stopped.
Oh no, yeah, we're running at them with our weapons.
I mean, I've got 40 foot.
This is all kind of happening in slow motion.
Keep up or not, but
this is all actually kind of happening in slow motion. You're not at your 40 feet yet, or whatever that is. Like you have to run. So as you're like bringing your weapons out and like hearing these noises and getting suspicious, rounding a corner from a tree, you see Andre.
Andre,
great,
yo, little dude.
Hey,
Cool. I think
What's
Garth
the-
is going to bound up and kind of like pick him up and be like, I said, don't go anywhere.
I got distracted. I'm sorry. You guys are fine, right? You're fine.
There was a freaking bear.
Insight check, you fuck.
Well, do we have a reason though?
Hold on, Andre isn't being rude enough.
Andre would not have gone out in the woods alone
Oh,
for any
true.
good reason. And he's acting nonchalant enough that I am suspicious.
DMJ is not smart enough to think about this. Brain cell was given to Garth tonight.
Doesn't matter, because I got a natural 4.
Oh.
Yeah, it seems like Andre is kind of scared, and you get the sense that he did hear the bear, and he ran off into the woods and didn't tell you.
Garth
Bro,
is very disappointed.
You know I'll always protect you. You're my little dude.
Yeah, it's fine. You're fine. I'm fine. This is all beneath me, and the fighting of bears in the woods. It's really your thing anyway. So,
Where did you go?
Did you find?
I just ran that way.
Did you find any way to like leave, or did you just literally run away from the bear?
Well, the sun is just now rising. You do realize that, right? Like it was all dark. I ran out into the woods.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I see the sun. Yeah, sun's right there. It's over there.
Yes, Derek, that is the sun. And he goes to head back to your campsite to like get his stuff that would have been left there.
No, I grabbed everything.
Camp's trashed.
Well, couldn't do that right, could you? Are we getting out of here?
It was
And
a
he kind of-
fucking bear.
And if you
bro.
run off again, I'm not chasing after you.
I'll chase after you.
Makes sense to
bro.
me.
Hey, little girl, I'll chase after you.
If you guys want to roll survival checks for me, you're welcome to.
I'm assuming not the unconscious one.
Hmm?
Never mind.
It's another natural 4.
That for me is a 15.
Yeah, with a 15, you're kind of like, you get a sense of like the way you came from at the very least. So you can kind of theoretically start heading back in that direction to see if that helps you out at all. You because you passed, roll me a d4.
Okay. Oh man, I don't even know what I want. That's the thing. Like, this is just like a random D4. A 2?
A 2, yeah, okay, cool. So you start heading off in a direction. You don't know if you're not unbelievably confident, but you're walking off in what seems like a direction. All three of you walking away together. Andre, down in the cave underneath this wooded area, you are, as you're passed out, you kind of feel like you wake up. And as you wake up, you are in the middle of a beautiful woods. One of the most gorgeous woods that you've ever seen. Like these, like big, beautiful gnarled trees that have like history in them and fruit that you've never ever seen before. And you're sitting here, and as you're taking deep breaths, you get this feeling of completion, of knowing who you are and feeling happy in a way that Andre maybe doesn't always feel. And you're taking a couple deep breaths in, and as you're looking around, the sky around you gets dark and cloudy, and it starts to rain, and you start hearing the noise of a bunch of people arguing, but you can't really pick out what anyone is saying. It's just overlapping noise over and over and over again. People get louder and louder, and they're screaming as the rain kind of pours and pours around you, and the trees look sick and darker, and they start getting gnarled together and kind of closing in, and that before you see total darkness, you breathe awake for real this time in a dank cave underground, looking directly into the eyes of Mariana.
Oh.
How did you get here?
That's a great question. I don't really know. You don't have any way to heal me, do you?
Oh, I mean, so she was actually able to give you 12 points healing.
Nice.
Not a lot, but just like a little bit.
Not a lot. That's half my HP.
Oh, Jake. And she kind of looks at you. She's like, "What? How this happened? Why are you here?"
There was a me in this pool of blood, and it was offering me something.
You saw the pool of blood?
Yeah.
The pool of blood brought you here? You saw you in a pool of blood.
I did. Does that mean something to you?
No. And she starts like pacing around and like walking in circles and is like, no.
Well, this is great. You fill me in when you feel like it. I'll just sit here.
Oh, and you're an asshole? No, this is not okay. Okay. You sure that it was blood? It wasn't like tar? It wasn't other sticky stuff?
Here, you tell me.
Honey?
And I spit up a little bit of it into my hand and hold it up to her.
She takes your hand and like rubs her hand on it and just like smells it and then eats a little bit of it. It's like, no, that's bad. That's bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad. This is very, very bad.
Very bad. Yeah.
You're gross.
I just got knocked unconscious. This is very bad. I just got knocked unconscious. Are you willing to now fill me in on what's going on, or do you want to keep rambling?
It's not your business yet. We don't even know. Okay.
It's not my business yet. I think it became my business as soon as a fucking blood monster tried to drag me down into here and basically just almost killed me.
Okay, don't say a blood monster is. I mean, it's a monster is strong in terms of okay. If you can follow me, and I can hopefully we can work something out. If you're not a fucking asshole, then we will tell you what you need to know. And she kind of walks along. Like there's like in this cave, you kind of came out, and there's like it's like lakes in this cave too. Like there's more water, and she kind of walks along and like dives under the water and starts kind of swimming.
I'll follow her.
Cool. You dive in and follow her.
Yeah. No questions.
Awesome. No questions. Okay, cool. You go to follow her, and you guys are swimming kind of, under this kind of caved area. And as you're kind of like swimming behind her, she occasionally notices that you're having a hard time breathing, and she like rolls her eyes and sighs and like pops up in like tiny just little air pockets that are just like caused by the like underwater cave structure here essentially. And so you're able to swim kind of comfortably as you kind of like head this way. Coming back up top to the woods, Garth and Derek and Andre, you are all kind of walking in the woods together. Is there anything that you're like talking about, or are you just kind of walking in silence?
I think I know Derek would be probably talking about like how upset he is that we didn't find the little sparkling rock that we were looking for, because that was like the whole purpose of coming in here. And DMJ is no stranger to defeat, but he's someone who doesn't like it, and he's a little upset at himself and at the team. And I think at some point he might turn around and kind of do one of those like captain talks, like, hey, we may not have gotten our goal, but next time we'll try harder, we'll try better. We'll put in 110% because last time we only put in that 100%, and we needed that extra 10% to be able to find that little rock thing. He's just like going off, and like you can clearly tell like no one's listening. No one's
Garth
ever
is saying
listening.
Absolutely nothing.
But he's still
Derek,
doing it.
Derek, why don't you roll me? I guess each of you can roll me an insight check if you'd like. Derek, you can do it with advantage.
17.
This dice sounds so heavy.
Metal dice. That's a 16.
16. Okay, cool. With a 16, with a 17, Garth, you kind of are, as Derek goes off about this crystal, your thoughts are brought back to this thing that you like ended up looking on the shore for in the first place. And you remember the interaction you had with Mariana, and that she like had a bunch of stuff that she was holding on to, and it kind of dawns on you that like she might have more information on where that crystal went. And as if you like mention anything about this, Derek, with your 16, you remember seeing way out in the distance some of these other sea creatures tossing around what looked like the crystal.
Yeah. Oh my god. I definitely mentioned it sometime during my ramblings. Probably like 10 minutes in, being after like a long speech of nonsensical percentages and effort nonsense. Be like, and maybe we'll find all those swimming women playing with that rock, and maybe they'll know what's going on, but since they seem to be around here playing with rocks all the time.
Yeah, right now I think I'd rather just get back to campus, take a shower, and we can let the little elf kid kind of see where we're at in the search on her part.
You want to give
nods.
up now?
We have to regroup. It's not giving up.
Alright. Quick, 12-egg breakfast each, back to work.
Bert continues to use all 40 feet of his walking speed to move just a little bit faster than Andre and Derek.
I've got all 7 bags, I'm just running.
Wait, how did... never mind.
Because there's something about a bear attack that really wakes you up on the wrong side of the tent, I think, in the morning.
The wrong side of the serrated tent.
Yeah, there was no tent anyways.
Yeah, there wasn't really a right side of that tent, I suppose.
It was all knives and bears. Cool.
Oh
you guys can roll me. You guys can roll me a survival check.
That is
Well.
a 23.
Cool. Derek, you can roll the d4.
I don't even
How's
know.
Andre contributing to the pathfinding at all? Or just being like, you guys can do it?
Andre is just complaining. Andre is like, this dirt on my shoes. Why would we even come here? This is all beneath me.
Man, what a convincing imposter.
Honestly, so good. The beneath me line is his catchphrase. I rolled a 4. I don't know if that's good, though.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So you kind of like, as you're walking, feel like you start to hear the lake. And you get the sense of like, the lake kind of gets you back onto campus. So you're able to turn and kind of, theoretically walk alongside the lake again. And so you do. You're able to like see the lake and you end up walking alongside of it. Cool. We're going to go back underground with Andre. Andre, you're swimming, following, Mariana along this kind of like, cave structure. And as you kind of swim more, you're starting to see like interesting, weird, like sea creatures that you've like never even seen or read about before. Some that you probably did read about in your books. Like there's like a lot of really interesting creatures underneath this lake. And this lake seems like deeper and far more vast than it seems like it's on the surface at all. Like the surface just seems like a small lake, but it's like really kind of deep and has like a lot of like networks and like moving around. And so as you kind of get farther and farther kind of down, you get toward the end of like where these like bubbled air pockets are where you can breathe. And Mariana is going to sigh and turn to you and be like, so if you need to follow me, I'm going to have to give you something, but it is mine, and I don't want you to think that me giving you this means that I enjoy your company at all, or that I want you to have it. I need it back. And she hands you a ring. It's like it's like a little wooden ring that has a like droplet of water on it.
Oh, all right, I'll take it. Yeah, fine. I kind of look. I kind of look at it, inspect, and go. It's not my style, anyways. You can have it back when we're done, and I'll slip it on.
So you slip it on. Hang on. So you slip it on here while you're still in the air pocket. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you slip it on, your lungs start feeling like they're filling up with water, and you're like, and you start like drowning here on land, like where there's air. What do you do?
I don't know. I'm probably freaking out and like looking at Mariana, like, what the fuck's going on? I'd probably take the ring off. I'd take the ring off.
You take the ring off, and you take the ring off, and you feel like, and like the water leaves your lungs, she smacks you upside the head and says, "Put it on when you're underwater. It's underwater ring, not above water
wouldn't you
ring."
tell me that before you give me the ring?
I thought your big brain would understand what I meant. So much smarter than me, yes?
Yes, I am. Thank you for acknowledging it. And I dive under the water and I put the ring on.
You put the ring on and you can breathe underwater.
Nice.
Can
I talk underwater?
Take the ring off.
Sorry, what'd you say? Can you talk?
Can I talk now that I have this ring on?
Yeah, we'll say that you can talk because...
Can I ask you some questions as we're swimming?
Sure.
So, Mariana, do you, live here? This cave system?
Yes, this is my home. This is my hometown. And as you kind of get deeper, you see more structures, more coral kind of shaped into buildings. And they're not buildings that we know, but bigger kind of structures that must be kind of buildings, because you can see like huge coral structures that people are that some of these creatures are swimming in and out of. If you actually like to make me a perception check, you're welcome to.
Nat 1.
Nat 1.
Wow, that's your second Nat 1 on perception.
I'm rolling everything with disadvantage.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you kind of you're a little too this is all there's big pieces of coral and it's hard to really take any of this in. There's a lot of creatures swimming around, whatever. What else did you want to ask her?
She doesn't go to the school, right? This is just people. There's just another group of things that live here. Does she have any connection with the school? Do the people in the school know that she's here?
Do you ask her that?
Yes.
She says, well, this is our part of the land, and the structures are their part of the land. We have an agreement from a very long time ago that we are to stay in our part down under the water, and that they will stay in their part. They have a section of the water which is highly contested about, but they've always had that section. So that's on politics that I'm not really involved in. But yes, we live down here, and they are up there by themselves.
If it makes you feel any better, you're not missing much up there. The people over there, they suck.
I am so fascinated by you and your things that end up here on the shores. There's so much stuff that could be had. It's so fascinating.
If you like stuff, you've got to... My house is just filled with as much stuff as basically you could ever imagine. If you like stuff, oh man, it would blow your mind.
Are you inviting me to your house? I accept this invitation. I will come to your house. No, I accept your invitation to come to your dwellings.
Only because you saved my life. Also, I don't know how I would get you there. Wait, we've seen her on land before, right? She can go on land? Okay. Yeah, you know what? You saved my life. If you want to go by once I'm done with the semester, you can come visit. Sure. I'll tell the guards to not kill you on sight.
Well, I'll do my best to tell these guards not to kill you. And she swims farther away.
It's a good deal. You are the most helpful person I've met on this campus.
What about the librarian? I'm kidding.
Sorry, I forgot who that was. I met another female.
I met another girl. The other girl doesn't matter anymore.
Books?
No, it's fine.
I don't know.
It's fine.
Relationship with books over. Water is my friend now.
So you guys along the path are walking. As you kind of gotten along the shore, are you guys saying anything else? What are you doing?
I think.
Are there mer people out?
No, it seems like it's kind of daytime, so you're not necessarily seeing any swimming activity.
Cool.
Well, on the shore, near the shore. Actually, if you want, you can make a perception check for me.
Yeah. That's a 22.
That's a 10.
10. With a 10, Garth, you're just kind of walking forward, probably talking at Andre.
I got a 22.
Oh, sorry, Derek.
You got a 10.
Stupid names. Derek, with your with your 10, you're just walking forward.
Not bite the hand.
Log out about it. But Garth, you're kind of walking along and you're looking out into the water, and you can kind of see in the distance, like people, like what seems like swimming, like jumping up and swimming down and jumping up and swimming down, kind of all the way out in the distance, but not unbelievably far out, just kind of farther out from where you are now.
I really want to like take advantage of this thing that, in a meta sense, I totally know is like an opportunity to get information, maybe some help, but I just don't know if he would do this. But I guess we were thinking about the piles of stuff, right, while we were in the woods and they were playing catch.
Well, I mentioned it to you on the walk home.
Yeah. And one of the only things that actually got through the mostly tuning out of all of what DFJ was saying.
120%, not just 110, 120.
And so Garth is going to take off his jacket and fold it up, and then
Bro, why are you taking your jacket off?
Going for a swim.
Oh no, I don't want to swim.
I'd love to go swimming. Derek takes his suspenders
Garth,
off.
Garth does not invite either of them. He just does his thing.
I took it as an invitation.
Andre sighs and starts disrobing, and
you guys can stay on the shore if you want. I'll be back soon.
You just want to hog all that good nar for yourself, bro. I'm getting in there.
And you two are too dumb to do this alone. So if we're talking to people, I'll be coming as well.
Is there like a big flat rock I could use as a surfboard, or a big like piece of driftwood?
Make me a perception check.
This is why I love playing D&D with
I
Bert.
think the first question is: are there waves in this lake?
It could be a paddleboard.
No.
This might be the best nat 20 I've ever rolled. Is there a piece of driftwood?
Better than that. You're kind of like disrobing, and as you're kind of looking up like into a tree, you see like what looks like a big kind of styrofoam, maybe red possibly on the corners, but like plastic, and you go up and you like dislodge a boogie board, a like red boogie board. Yes! That like has like that it's like it's like a professional looking boogie board that's like all made of styrofoam, but it's this plastic front and back to it. It has like the arm cuff on it. It looks a little loved, a little worn, but it's like still like definitely usable. And attached to this thing, like attached to the arm cuffs, you see kind of like easily removable are little rings, little wooden rings that have droplets on them.
Can I investigate the droplet rings?
Sure, if you
like,
wanna.
Do they look like they are more than just like little wooden rings? Pretty much.
They look. I'll just tell you. They look like little wooden rings that have like little water droplets engraved in them.
Like rings for your fingers?
Yeah.
Can I put them on?
Yeah, you can put a ring on. Yeah. So you put a ring on?
Yeah, I put a ring on. After
you feel your lungs. You feel your lungs start to fill up with water, and you feel like you're choking on water. What do you do?
I take the ring off, and I throw it at Garth. I'm like, that ring suffocated me! That fucking ring is a piece of shit! But I'm also holding the other, like 3 or 2? How many are there?
There are 2 of them.
Yeah, I hold on to the other one, still not just throwing the one I put on at Garth, be like, that fucking ring suffocated me.
I can see there's a little
droplet,
water.
Yeah.
Cool. I feel like Garth can put 2 and 2 together, right?
I'll give it to you.
Great. So
You better
Garth's gonna be like, look at Derek. Look at the boogie board. Think of what a dumb, what a stupid thing it would be to use a boogie board in this lake, but acknowledge that the ring might turn out to be useful. Strategically speaking.
Yeah.
And then he's going to go ahead and dive in and put the ring on.
Don't put the ring on! Don't put the ring on!
And Derek, you see him dive in, put the ring on, and you can kind of see him below the surface, kind of like swimming around and smiling. And if you would be doing this at all, Garth, or
No, I just think he would
No.
be going further and further in, but not coming up, and that would be the signal.
yeah, you don't see him coming up. He's just kind of swimming farther down.
Alright, I'm gonna hold on to my ring. Attach the boogie board wristlet to my ankle because my wrists are just too girthy for the size of it. And I'm gonna...
Big wrist.
No, I've got big wrists, small ankles.
Big wrist. You have weak ankles.
DMJ
Weak
skips like
ankles.
that.
Weak.
He skips ankle day.
You run 10 miles, back and
Oh,
forth.
Listen, guys, running makes them lean, not thick. I've got like tennis ball calves, all right? Tennis ball calves. All right? So I dive I dive with my boogie board and I start boogie boarding because, as it's known, Derek doesn't know how to swim.
Why?
That was canon last
Did
episode.
we establish that?
What?
I only know how to doggy paddle.
Oh, right.
Yep.
That's been established.
Good thing you can breathe underwater now.
That was established. That's why I was
He's
looking
only
for the boogie board or driftwood.
And then Garth, you swim down. Derek goes out on the boogie board, and Andre dives into the water as well and starts swimming with you guys.
He's swimming in the water?
Right now, he seems like he's swimming kind of on the surface. You can see him.
Oh, okay,
Cool.
I was gonna say, I thought I was holding on to the other ring. Okay.
Oh.
Even Derek's not that
cool.
dumb if he goes underwater like that.
So, Derek? Where are you going? Are you going out to where you saw those people? Or are you going down into the lake? Actually, Derek, as you swim down, you can make me a perception check.
You mean Garth?
Okay.
Garth. Yes, Garth.
14.
14. With a 14, it feels like just kind of lake at first. Like there's just a lot of sand that's kind of going down like this. And as you kind of get farther down, if you're like swimming super down, but kind of from where you are, even like near the surface, you can start to see these like the tops of these like big coral structures kind of farther down as like the water goes. But it's pretty deep down.
Oh, God. Garth is just so unhappy at seeing the actual depth of the lake. Because if the stone did fall into the lake, or end up in the lake, he is not finding it today.
The crystal.
Yeah.
Derek, you're just on the surface of the water still on the boogie board?
Yeah, I'm just kicking really good kicks with my tennis ball calves.
Okay, cool. So are you swimming out to the people that you saw, or
Yeah,
are
of
you
course.
going farther down? Okay, so
No,
you're going
I'm
out to the people.
staying on top, going to the girls.
Cool. You swim over to the girls. What do you say as you approach?
Hey there. I met your buddy M last night, and I just wanted to know if you guys had a funky, glowy rock thing that I lost last night.
They kind of stop and they look a little scared, and then they kind of listen to you, and then they look at each other. There's two of them. They look at each other, and then they start speaking in a language that you don't know, and kind of giggling and talking again and giggling a little bit more, and looks at you kind of up and down a little bit and is like, no.
I turned to Andre. I think they were checking me out. Watch this. Perhaps I could trade you one of these amazing toss balls, and I pull out one of my footballs, and I like present it to them as like an offering.
She's gonna take your football. She kind of looks it over.
No, I don't let her take it until she says that we can trade. I grip it tight.
She's going to kind of grip it like with her hand, and then get mad that you're not giving it to her, and then she extends her nails and pops it.
I let it sink. I have another. I hold it over my hand. I hold it over my shoulder.
This is how we get rid of all the bags.
No!
This is master plan.
One football at a time.
I hold the other football above my head. I'm like, I am more than willing to give you this forever. Forever evers. I just need to know where my rock went. Where my sparkly rock went.
As you're kicking out here on your boogie board, and Garth, you see this from where you are too, as you're kind of swimming down, because you can see them up top having this conversation. Garth, you see like what looks like there's like very little light down here, but all of a sudden it seems like all the light is blocked over, and what would be a huge like fish or something swimming in front, and you realize as you're looking at the magnitude of this thing that it is not just like a whale or a fish or something. This is a huge siren that is like the size of a whale, enormous, as she swims up towards the surface, and she is going to Garth from Derek, from where you are, you see a huge hand emerging from the water, and then there's like a wave that's pulled forth as she emerges from the water, and you're looking at her in the face, and she kind of leans down and then chuckles. It's like, they don't want your trash. We don't want your earth trash here. But you say that you are looking for something? Do you know that you are in waters that are not yours right now? And she kind of starts swimming around you. Do you know that you are trespassing?
I had no idea that I was trespassing. I thought I was just coming to have a conversation. Was offering the thing that I treasure most dear, which are my footballs. And I was just hoping to have a nice conversation with apparently not only these two, but all three of you beautiful women.
I am not something to be looked at and called beautiful. I am something to behold and be feared. And she reaches her hand out and grabs you and Andre and pulls you down under the surface of the water with her and starts swimming away with you two. And Garth, you watch this happen. What do you do?
I guess I swim after.
Okay, cool. Are you being stealthy? Or are you just swimming
breathe.
after? Yeah, are you being stealthy at all? Or are you just swimming after them?
I mean, stealth hadn't occurred to me because it hadn't occurred to me that I could possibly keep up with this creature. But I guess I will.
You can see where it's going as it kind of swims.
It's leaving a huge trail of bubbles.
I mean, yeah, I'll try and be stealthy about it.
Okay, cool. Roll my stealth check.
Why not?
While being grabbed, do I have the
Natural
opportunity?
2.
Oof.
What'd you get?
Natural 2.
Natural 2.
With a natural 2, you're swimming behind this thing. And actually, Garth, what were you saying real quick?
I was saying...
I mean, Derek.
That's Derek.
I knew who she meant. She'll get it. Do I have time to try to throw the ring on?
Yes, you can put the ring on.
Okay, cool.
Cool. You put the ring on. You start breathing underwater.
Yep.
As she's swimming and you're following her, Garth, she kind of, without turning to look at you, says, "Well, if you're going to follow, you might as well catch up a little bit." and she slows down for you to swim alongside her. Also, Bert, because you woke up in the woods for me, do you want to roll for me your chef, your food that you have on you? You'd have to have foraged it, but yeah.
Oh, I would love to. What food could I forage and or have made before I went to bed?
And or probably made before you went to bed.
Probably
because
made
you
before I
guys
went
left
to bed.
kind of right away.
Yeah. That's an 18 on the D20.
An 18. Okay, cool. So with an 18,
Maybe I went
you
fishing?
can. Yeah, with an 18, you you weren't near the water last night.
True.
But you can give people a D12 of healing with an 18.
So I can give 2 D12. So I found like some nice apples, like 2 nice apples.
It seems like that way. Yeah.
Or like, well, what would it be? What are the D12?
I'm trying to think. A fruit I really like is, I don't know, like a mango or something. Like you.
Are there mangoes in this forest?
The dark forest,
Well,
full of
shelter is
evil
mango.
and mangoes.
No. Hang on. It's actually it's not any fruit that you recognize. You just picked 2 fruits off a tree. You don't really know what it is, but you've.
I'm sorry?
So you guys have been swimming along for a little bit now as this giant siren has led you farther underwater. On the other side, Andre, you've been kind of swimming almost upwards from like a cave system following Mariana, who is just kind of saying to you, like, keep a low profile. Don't say anything that will get me in trouble for having you here. We're not supposed to have people from the surface down here underwater, but this is, if you saw a blood lake, then there is a problem that we have to deal with.
It's probably
and
the
so
best
she's
if I
kind
don't
of
talk.
Yes, I prefer it in moments you don't speak. It's nice. And so she's kind of swimming along with you. First,
Gosh, she
the
sounds like my
giant.
parents.
So sad.
I said that in character, not me. I meant
No,
that
I
in
know.
Oh my
character.
god, Jake, your parents, they're so mean to you.
The rest of this session is just us talking to Jake about his whole life. So Garth, Derek, and Andre get to where you're supposed to be going kind of first. So you guys get to this kind of like, there's all these like huge coral structures that are like, kind of almost like a little small city that are surrounding kind of a town center. That's this big kind of coral dome structure. And it's a huge opening theoretically for the siren to be able to swim inside of it. So she kind of swims inside with you guys in hand and with kind of Garth in tow, and kind of puts you down and swims into this like very large coral throne, sits down upon it, and looks down at you and goes, "Now, what brought you here in the first place?"
We were looking for our rock.
I'm sorry.
Did you check your head for it, like where your brain should be? It feels.
Derek starts like
Misplace
doing
that.
like this kind of thing. Where like he tries to like get water out of his ear, but he's trying to get a rock out.
I think that's the first chuckle that Garth has all morning. We're sorry to have trespassed here, but we're looking for this crystal that was lost yesterday after a battle. And I don't even know if it's down here or not. We're about 4 or 5 or 6 steps away from, I think, where we meant to be today. So sorry that means we ended up here in your territory.
She kind of sighs and looks down at you and is like, "This crystal, what properties does it have? Why are you looking? There's many. We possess many crystals. Many people come to rob us of our crystal collection. I am not surprised that what are you, freshmen at the school upstairs, have found your way down here?
I'm a sophomore.
We're not giving you anything."
Well, yeah, I'm a first year, but we're not
Number
here to
2,
steal
baby.
anything of yours, unless it was your crystal that was used to, provoke this attack. But somehow I
A
feel
crystal
like
to provoke an attack? What do you mean? And she kind of like swims off her throne and gets closer to you.
that's
What
right.
do you mean this crystal provoked an attack?
It was some kind of water creature that the crystal was, I guess, animating, and he's gonna look to Andre,
Andre is gonna look forward, and he looks pretty scared right now, like really scared. And is like, the crystal attacked us with water.
Can I make an insight check?
Sure.
That doesn't sound like Andre at all. 16.
Oh man.
You look at Andre, and Andre looks really scared right now, like in the presence of this thing. That like this is not what he wanted his day to be like. He didn't want to meet this thing. Like he looks more intimidated by this thing than you've seen than he looks by anything. Kind of the way that he seems intimidated by Odette, but in a more real way.
That's all Garth gets.
That's fine.
Okay.
With a 16, yeah.
Yeah. I get it.
This thing seems like really, really intimidated.
And so he's gonna say, and so we defeated the creature, the crystal that was in the crystal was inside, but it fell down into at least onto the shore or something. So we were looking for it, but then it's a long story. That was yesterday.
And then Derek raises his hand and goes, and I'm pretty sure your homies that I offered the football to, I thought I saw them playing with it last night.
What?
I told you that, dude. It was during my speech about the 120%. No, 130%. In fact, we're pumping this percentages. Until we get to 200%.
I thought you guys said you didn't know what they were playing with.
Oh, it was a guesstimation, bro. I'm not sure at all. That's why I'm asking her. I want to know.
The people you would have seen last night are not necessarily the same people you saw today. You understand that, right? There's many of us here down here.
Come on. Are you a racist?
It was really far away. I thought maybe they knew who it was or like where it was. I wasn't. Do you know where the crystal is? I want my rock.
You're wrong.
She's gonna kind of sigh and look at you folks, and she reaches down and down kind of below the throne and picks up in her massive hand what looks very small in her hand the crystal. And she's like, "Is this it? This is what you were looking for?"
And having been up close to it, can I tell if it's the same one, or does it just kind of look like one of those?
No, it's the same. It's the same. It's the same one. These are very distinctly shaped. They kind of look like slivers of cake.
Yeah, that's the one.
Well, this is not our crystal originally, but I know that it is not your crystal originally either. The presence of this crystal is disturbing to me.
Us too.
She's going to kind of put the crystal down and get up and say, "Listen, we do not often accept people from the surface down here. This is our world, and the surface people have never been kind to us. What are you looking to do with this crystal? And where is the other half of it?"
We were hoping to seek out those to whom it originally belonged.
And punch
you're right. It's not ours and not yours, and we'd like to find whoever's it belonged to and put a stop to it.
The original owners of this crystal was an ancient society. This crystal has been on the planet for the entire time. This
shit. Maybe I shouldn't have said original. I guess I meant like most recent.
She kind of looks down at you all and is like, "I am a creature that has been on this earth for a very long time. Been on this plane for a very long time. I was not here when the plane, the original inception of this land. But I have been here for a while, and this has been here longer than I have. There's more of them. too. And she's going to she ends up launching into a little bit of a history of this for you. And Andre, you're getting a similar story, but on the other side being kind of told by Mariana as she's like swimming along with you.
Bert, pull up that lore dump graphic.
Basically that, like, you know, she ends up telling you that there's a lot of mystery surrounding the history of the past. There's not, you know, like, this is very much modeled, and we've all seen in this game, off of our own world, but it's not like our world in that we have a very firm grasp on our own history. This universe just doesn't. Diving into anything farther back than about 1,000 years ago is just not really done. Like, it's just like there's not any deep diving. And so there are these things that'll kind of crop up sometimes that are from before when the books were written, which is kind of how it's said, the books were written. So from before when the books were written. And it is they are full mysteries, and they hold untold amounts of power alone, and a truly astronomical amount of power if brought together. And that is the most that she knows about these things. Mariana is kind of telling you a similar story, Andre, but more in just like, we don't know about the history, and is kind of telling you, you know, she more focuses, she kind of looks at you and says, there are oracles down here who have foretold the end of this plane as we know it. An event that is hard to pinpoint when it's going to happen, but signs are starting to point that we are getting closer and closer to the heralding of the end. And it is said that the end will be brought to fruition by one person. The Forgotten Prince is the person who is destined to destroy the world as it's known. And the fact that you saw blood in the woods is there's been talk about pools of blood and creatures within them, and your piece of evidence is kind of needs to be brought in to discuss like what the ramifications of a pool of blood popping up in the woods, essentially. Yeah,
Mariana, do you know any characteristics about the Prince of the Forgotten Prince?
The Forgotten Prince.
Yeah, like, what does the Forgotten Prince look like?
He is forgotten. We don't know. He is forgotten.
I thought maybe it was just a title. I don't know. It didn't have to be that literal.
It's very literal. It's a forgotten prince. We don't know.
We don't know anything about them, except for the fact that they are the Forgotten Prince and that they will come and destroy this universe, this plane of existence.
Yes. So we know three things. They are a Forgotten Prince, they will destroy the universe, and we don't know about them. That is the things we know.
That third one feels like it's...
Cool. And the oracles are going to do what? What do I need to do with these oracles? Are they just going to ask me questions?
You need to talk to them and tell them about yes. They're going to ask you questions, and you have to be polite. Okay, you have been a real piece of shit all day. Okay, you have to be better.
I'll be on my best behavior.
Better than that. And she kind of continues to swim.
I do that after she turns away.
That is what I'm talking about. And she, like, as she says it, she swims away. And you guys are kind of here. The giant siren has kind of taken you, as she's like talked about this with you. She has, I mean, you're all underwater, so she has asked you to like swim up with her, and there are like paintings painted on the ceiling of this dome that she's kind of showing you. They're scenes of nature, and she says that these scenes have presumably never existed, but they also are been here longer than I have, and she's kind of like showing you these giant paintings. What are you doing?
I guess making a perception check on these paintings.
I'm
sure
doing my absolute best to not like fall behind as someone who's just now learning how to swim. But I'm also looking at the paintings.
That's a 22. Sorry, just to clarify, did anybody pick the crystal back up, or is it still back down wherever? Are we not going that far?
She was just swimming you kind of up and around.
Okay.
So as you're kind of up here looking at the crystal, not the crystal, I'm sorry, at the paintings, these paintings, they give you a very calm sense. You're looking at them, and they look really nice. Sorry, with the 22, Dan? Is that what you said? As you're looking at these paintings, they seem bright and happy, of like just like depictions of like woods and woodland area. And you're looking at this, and you're looking at some of these trees, and the shapes they're forming and swirling into give you a very familiar feeling, like you've seen these trees before, but in a darker, more angry way. And you're looking at these kind of more happy depictions of these kind of trees in these paintings. And as you're doing this, you hear a little bit of commotion at the front of this dome. Someone is saying, no, you have to let me in. I have important information for her. You let me in. And the door is swung open, and swimming in is Mariana, who is, if you look down, is in towed with Andre. And she's like, I have found this boy lost in the caves. And he has information.
I have information. He's not. Who's Andre?
Did I notice a double me? Did I notice a double me?
Everyone can make a perception check.
I mean, we definitely noticed that, right?
That's
sure,
another
I can't roll
one.
over that other one.
It's another nat 1?
Mm-hmm.
I rolled an 11, so...
And I rolled a 6.
Okay.
I'm gonna swim in and just kind of like try to do like you know how not so like knights would like get on a knee and like when they're in front of like royalty, like I'm gonna do one of those and just put my head down.
You come in, you put your head down, you don't notice anything. These people, like, you don't even see the look on Garth and Derek's faces as they are shocked to see you swimming in. Garth and Derek, you
Taking
look
a knee,
down.
he must be an imposter.
He must be an imposter.
You see
no.
only one Andre.
Oh,
Oh.
You see only one Andre, and you don't see a crystal.
Fuck.
That's going to be the end of the session.
no,
Don't,
I literally asked you about
Garth
it, too.
asked about
and
it.
You were
Garth
like,
asked about it.
It's fine. It's whatever.
Oh, Tess,
Oh.
no, you can't leave me on that cliffhanger.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. My players are so mad at me. We're going to do a round robin to see if anybody wants to promote anything. I'm Tess Henry. You can find me at Tess Does Instagram or Trainwreck Tess on TikTok. And you know what? I think this time around I'm going to plug my friend's music. I have a friend named Henry Black. He plays really, really good music. You should look him up on iTunes and Spotify. Henry Black. Dan, do you have anything you want to promote?
I don't know. I'm also thinking about trains for some unrelated reason. I don't know. Trains, they're great. America needs more of them.
Stop taking the bus.
Promote?
No, I'm too upset.
Oh, no.
Bert,
I want
do you
more
have anything to
G&B.
sign off on?
Yeah, I want to plug my friend's YouTube channel. Go check out youtube.com/MattBizBiz. He's just a really funny dude. He does all of his editing himself. He's just a really, really funny guy. Like, just super, super clever. And he's also works as a doctor. So you're watching someone who's smart. Sometimes, I guess.
As opposed to watching this. Thanks for watching, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.